So when you watch good players and you watch them hit a driver, it looks effortless. They don't swing very hard. Ball goes a long way. So how do they do that? What is the secret? What's the magic behind that? Well, there is actually some magic to it. And when you start looking at the golf swing, everybody talks about the body and the core, and I'm not going to say that's not important, but the most important thing relative to generating a lot of speed and force, the first thing is that this lever system works correctly. Now, when you watch all these tour players, I don't care if it's the men, it's the women, whoever hits it quite a long ways, when they go back, they create this 90-degree angle here. When they come down, they have this angle, it unhinges into the ball, and then over here at about this point, their arms have straightened out in front of them. Now, for me, once I do this, because once I've gotten to there, my hips stop. And so because my body stops rotating, the club rehinges back up. You'll see some tour players that hit the ball and they get here and this keeps going like this until they get right about here and then it hinges. Well, they're so flexible that their center circle, once the club hits the ball, can go fast enough to offset the momentum of the big circle, and so their wrists don't hinge. For most of you, you got to learn to do this because your hands have to react to the momentum of the club. That's what they're doing. It's just if I keep turning as I go through, this happens. If I hit and then this slows down, then the club takes off. So learning how to use that lever system correctly is the first and most important relative to consistency, maximum speed, anything you want in a driver or all the clubs in your bag come first from that lever system and face control. So let's take a look at how to get those things going.
If you're serious about playing golf and not just chasing gimmicks, I've got something for you. It's called 21 Days to Your Best Golf Swing. But in 21 days, you can learn what you need to know to have your best golf swing ever. It's based off the same system and skill development that I've learned over teaching almost 500,000 people in my entire life in this game. This is for every level. I don't care if you're a beginner, an intermediate, a college player, a mini tour player, even a tour player. This program is worth well over $500, but we're gonna offer it to you for only $21. That's $1 a day. 21 structured video lessons. One builds on the other one, builds on the other one, which is the key to developing your swing. There'll be 3 bonus bunker videos, which are gonna help you with that part of your game. You're also gonna have a downloadable progress tracking workbook so you can keep track of where you are with each thing, what you're struggling with or what you're doing really well with. And once you go through the 21 days, you complete it, you're gonna get a 50% off offer for the elite program with Malaska Golf. You really can't beat this. At the end of that 21 days, you can take your time and decide, do I want to join, don't I want to join? If you don't want to go to Malaska Golf, keep the 21 days off and run and have a great time with your game. If you see that this is something that really helps you, which I know it will, now you join the elite program and you have access to all 1,500 videos and all of the different things that Malaska Golf can help you with. So join me, Mike Malaska, for 21 days to your best golf swing.
So we're going to talk about the lever system now and how to start to feel what you're supposed to do to create a lot of speed. Now, there was a teacher that I spent a little bit of time with. His name was Mike Austin. Now, Mike Austin was a long drive guy. He was unbelievable. Biomechanics guy, very fit. I think when he was 80 years old, he was hitting it well over 300 yards. And he talked about how you created speed and what he wanted to feel. And one of the biggest losses in speed is when your body starts just dragging the club and you start trying to pull the club through like this. So one of his drills was you stood like this and you took the club and you held the handle out here. And then what you did is you threw the club, you feel like you threw the club head out this direction. And he would put a wall right here, a beam right there, so your left arm couldn't pull forward. So what's my left arm doing? Okay, so if I do that really slow, so I'm taking this, there's the lever system, and now I'm going to take this and I'm going to feel like I throw the club head out there. So I just throw the club head out and then I just let it go. So if you watch my left arm, when I do that, when I throw the club out, my left arm straightens, but then what does this do? It externally rotates and folds up. So my elbow almost looks like it's reversing direction, like this. As opposed to, and I see a lot of guys trying to practice this. Well, that's a feel that some good players have. But for most people, you start trying to do this, that's exactly what you're gonna do. And so then here's what happens. You can't create much speed with that. So you wanna feel this action first before we start getting your body involved. So here's what my hands are doing. Here's what my wrists are doing. So if you watch the handle goes from pointing out to pointing at me, and then where does it go? It points out again. So you gotta feel what that feels like. Now when I'm doing this, what's my chest doing? It's not moving. The key is you wanna feel this. Now when we start making swings where our body starts to move, you feel like you're doing this, but as my body starts to move with it, it doesn't look anything like that. So again, what I've learned from all these years of teaching invisible swing, you can't really see a swing. What you see and what you think is happening isn't necessarily what's happening. So we've got to have a drill to kind of feel that. This is one of the best drills to learn how to hit a driver. So I'm sitting down in a chair. Now I could sit on my knees, but we're going to sit on this bag stand. So I'm going to sit here. Basically, I'm going to do exactly what I was just doing. So what's my chest doing? Well, it's not doing much. So I take this, I lever the club, throw it out and let it snap. And you just run it into the ball. Now that ball's going, oh, that probably went 170 yards in the air. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Now when I do this, when I sit on this bench, if you notice what I do, I don't do it from here because this knee's in my way. And whatever we're doing in golf, you have to always create space for your arms. See, right here, I'd have a hard time getting my arms into the ball, so I'd have to go the wrong direction. So I drop this foot back so this knee goes down. Now I'm just sitting here again. I create this lever, the club goes out to the ball, and then it just pivots. Now that ball's gonna go, I probably went 220 in the air. So what's interesting is I used to do this in clinics. People would go, how do you hit it that far? I mean, what's going on here? You must be strong, it must be your arms. Well, I can still do that. Yeah, my arms are fairly strong, but I could do that same thing, and I could just hold the club with just 4 fingers. So I'm not hardly even holding on to it. So I'm just directing the momentum of the club with not a lot of strength, and the ball's still going, no, that's going well over 200 yards. So if you can't figure this one out, which in my opinion is your biggest speed producer, is your body important? Sure it is. But if this one doesn't work correctly and you start using your body, you're not going to be able to create enough speed to really hit it a long ways. And again, every really good player is able to do that. They know how to create this lever system. Now, a lot of people call it lag, hold the angle and then snap the club or let it release. Well, it's the lever system. That's a really good way to learn how to hit it that way. So sitting in a chair, just getting a feel for how that works is something that everybody should do. Or you could even hit it off your knees, but you've got to learn how to do this. The more people I teach that to, when they finally learn how to do that, and then they start to add some motion to it, which we'll talk about that in a while, all of a sudden now they've got something. Hi, I'm Mike Malaska with MalaskaGolf.com. Now, if you want to learn how to hit it far and you really want to beat up on your friends, you want to do this drill to figure out how to create a lot of speed. So you're just on your knees, make a swing. That ball is going to go 230, 240 in the air. Now, not only are you going to learn how to hit the ball farther when you stand up, but if you can do that, you can own your friends on the golf course with bets.